Hi, myself is Shalini Bharadwaj. You all are watching ITV Networks Medically Speaking. So today we are going to discuss about women's health. You will be shocked to know the data which I am going to talk about, that only 12% of women could make decisions in India on their own healthcare. So we have with us on our panel Dr. Ruchi Malhotra, who is a senior gynecologist and IVF expert from All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Dr. Sheetal Agarwal, who is a senior gynecologist from Apollo Cradle Royal. And we have Dr. Richa Jaiswal, who is a dietitian from AIMS. And our another doctor is Dr. Ekta Bajaj, who is a senior gynecologist from Ujala Cygnus Hospital. You all are welcome to this show, ma'am. So,
thanks, Shalini.
My first question goes to Dr. Sheetal. Ma'am, why is nutrition is so important for women's health?
See, woman is the backbone of the society. She's the pillar of the society. And if the woman is weak, the society itself becomes weak. Then every month woman menstruates. She loses around 30 to 40 ml of blood per cycle. So she has to replace, her body has to replace that blood. Then during her reproductive age, she gives birth to children. Again, children are basically a parasite in our body, a live parasite who draws all the nutrition from the mother, irrespective of the fact whether a mother has adequate iron reserves, adequate calcium reserves. The baby will draw its nutrition from the mother. Baby is a parasite. So again, that weakens the mother. So there is an urgent need for the mother to replace all that she loses during her menstruation, during her reproductive age group. Then these days mothers are doing multitasking. They are going out for work, they are looking at home also. So, and this it drains them both physically and mentally. Still, our Indian mindset is that the male will go at work, at home. When he comes, he is not going to even pick a cup of a glass or a cup, and he expects his wife to do everything for him. So this emotionally and physically drains the female. So all the more reason that a woman's nutrition should be number one priority in each household, in our national budget, in our state budget.
Yes, so true, ma'am. Dr. Ruchi, ma'am, my next question goes to what is the reason behind increasing so much infertility rate amongst women, especially in young age?
Thanks. First of all, thanks for having me in the show. And I was formerly working at AIMS. Now I'm practicing at Fertile Solutions IVF and Research Center. This is a very important question which you are asking, that, the infertility is increasing primarily in, the all age groups now. It is because, most women now are delaying their marriage age because all of us are getting more career oriented. There are things which we need to settle down, and age is directly related to the fertility. The higher the age group is, the lower is the fertility. So the lifestyle has changed because there is too much of stress. The fertility is going down because of the stress, because of, more sedentary lifestyle. We are putting in more efforts, having more of, junk food. All these things are adding to infertility. Alcohol, smoking, all these things, are really affecting the fertility status in the women.
Dr. Ekta Bajaj, ma'am, my next question is from you. Can you give me, top 7 health tests which every woman is required, that is important for every woman?
Yeah, thanks, Shalini, first of all, for having me on this show. Yeah, I think today is the time when we have to prevent something before it occurs. We don't have to wait for some disease to happen. So healthcare approach should be more of prophylactic than treatment. Prophylaxis is always better than treatment. So she should go for proper health checkups, preventive health checkups. And like for cervical cancer prevention, we have screening tests like pap smear. Earlier it was conventional pap smear. Now we use LBC and HPV test. HPV test, which is a new test, and it is quite a long time which it has come, but it is very sensitive and better screening test. And every woman should, after according to WHO, after the age of 24, she should take this test every 5 years. If she takes HPV test, and if alone cytology, that is LBC pap smear, she can go for this test every 3 years. And as far as breast cancer is concerned, after the age of 35, mammography is very important. And if there is some lesion or some history of breast cancer or history of breast lump in the family, she can even go before age of 35 for screening, because nowadays we see patients in our OPD, even young girls, 25, 30, we come across lesions like fibroadenosis, fibroadenoma, and for that we can go for ultrasound, MRI, which are very good diagnostic tools for breast cancer screening. And apart from that, routine blood tests like nowadays thyroid disorders, they are also very, very common. So routine blood tests like hemoglobin, because in India anemia is very, very common, it's very prevalent. And so routine tests like complete blood counts, thyroid function test, and routine blood tests like lipid profile, LFT, KFT, it should be routinely part of their health checkup.
That's very important. Dr. Sheetal, Dr. Sheetal, my next question is from you. Ma'am, I would like to know that, what kind of care is required during puberty?
Well, puberty is the time when a female, a girl, starts menstruating. So these are generally anovulatory cycles. By anovulatory, I mean that generally first 2 to 3 years, the ovaries are not producing eggs. So these are anovulatory cycles. A lady can have irregular cycles, means she may not bleed for 2 to 3 months, and then she continues to bleed for 1 month or so. So the mother becomes very stressed. They come to us and ask us, ma'am, उसको एवरी मंथ पीरियड्स नहीं हो रहे, उसको 3 महीने के गैप के बाद ब्लीडिंग होती है, ब्लीडिंग बहुत हैवी होती है. So here our role comes. We have to counsel the mother as well as the child. We just simply can't put that girl child on hormones. So for counseling is very important. Diet is very important. We have to see to it that this girl doesn't become weak. If she continues to bleed for 1 month or so, we see to it that we tell her the importance of diet. She has to take iron-rich, good diet so that she doesn't become weak. Plus, we gave her some hemostatic agent so that her bleeding reduces or it stops. But never at such a young age, at puberty, we put the girl on hormones to regularize her cycles, We tell them to wait and watch after a period of 2 to 3 years of menarche. Once her ovaries start ovulating, gradually the cycle will become regular. So this is very important for the mothers to know that initial cycles are irregular. Initial cycles may be heavy. Initial cycles may not come for 2, 3, 4 months. Please don't take any stress about it. You have to be counseled about it. At the same time, you have to take good diet of the girl child. Don't put your stress on that girl, कि तेरे को periods नहीं आ रहे हैं, there may be some problem with you. Please, this is very important for the mother to know that she cannot put that kind of stress on her daughter.
Dr. Richa, my next question is from you. Can you give 5 healthy lifestyle choices all women should have?
For Shalini, first of all, I congratulate that you have picked up the subject, which is very dear to, I think, every woman's heart. And 8th March, we are heading just few days ahead is 8th March. So this topic is very important. And just coming to the topic which you have asked, to summarize in a 5, I can say that it is very important to give importance to each meal timing. So because women are driven by the emotions most of the time, and due to emotions, they give more importance to the family members rather than themselves. It is very important for them to understand that they are the center point of the family. If they are healthy, they are going to keep the family healthy and in turns the society. So it is very important for them to stick to the normal healthy routine pattern. They shouldn't skip the meal and generally the breakfast. That is very important because most of the women are working women and they are hurry in the morning hours.
the second thing which is very important for a working woman, because something we can't avoid, how much we advocate that something we cannot avoid. So something ready to eat that should be nutritionally good also, nutritionally rich also, that should be kept with them in their bags, so that if certain meals they can have during the travel or maybe after reaching to the office. The second thing is fiber is very important for them. As all the doctors mentioned, that nutrition is very important, and every age has a different demands. Like there are certain ages where the folic acid is very important. There are certain ages where the iron becomes very important. Then there are certain ages where the calcium becomes very important. And if you see the women's life cycle, after every 10 years or maybe 20 years, there is a change in the hormone. So it is very important to give them a support according to the changes, expected changes in the body. And a stress-free life, that is very important, which is practically seems impossible. So here the meditation and other things can play. Only nutrition is not going to support, and the holistic approach should be taken. Good amount of fluid intake, that should be non-carbonated, and and fiber intake should be encouraged. The diet should be wholesome, like it shouldn't be eaten one particular food item or maybe skip one particular food item completely unless or until the person is allergic to. So these are the and physical activity, that is very important.
That's very important. Dr. Richa, I would like to know, I have seen a lot of women who go for starvation. How this can harm?
See, starvation is like it should be well monitored. I wouldn't say that starvation is absolutely wrong, but it should be well monitored, time bound, and the deficiency, the expected deficiency, should be taken into consideration, and like a team should work for the person. How long we can continue that particular period of starvation or maybe fasting, that is very important. And once they break the fasting, or starvation is not the right word, the fasting, once they break the fasting, which kind of food stuff they pick up, that becomes very important. So after fasting, if they are not eating the healthy food stuff and they are just eating the fried item or whatever available, is not going to help them in a weight reduction. And women's health shouldn't be misunderstood by the weight reduction pattern. It should
That's
be
very important.
seen as a it should be seen as a holistic approach. Like it should be it should able to provide the complete nutrition, whatever way, and to maintain the ideal body weight, no doubt that, and to provide special nutritional needs for that particular age group.
Dr. Ekta, I have seen a lot of women, who are a little bit, careless about their hygiene. So how much hygiene is important?
See, hygiene is very, very important, especially for women, because women, they are very prone to UTI and other kind of infections. So hygiene plays a major role before antibiotics or other things come into role. Hygiene plays the main role. So hygiene is very, very important, and hygiene, it should be overall. And nowadays there are a lot of campaigns about menstrual hygiene, and people are getting aware day by day. So it is very, very important to prevent UTI, vaginal infections, and it is very, very important.
That's true, but
She should take good care of herself.
Yeah. The tips which you would like to...
Yeah, please tell me.
Any tips which you would like to give to the women, especially related to the hygiene?
Yeah. During menstruation, women, she should especially take care of her hygiene, and she should frequently change her pads. Maybe it is soaked or not soaked every 4 to 6 hours.
Dr. Ruchi, I would like to continue the same topic related to menstrual hygiene. How much menstrual hygiene is important?
This is going to help her avoid a lot of infections, to change her pad every 4 to 6 hours, and she needs to have learn the importance of using the sanitary pad rather than using some other materials which have been,
Dr. Sheetal, ma'am, what are other topics which are very important to be discussed? We can talk about PCOD problem also. What exactly is a PCOD problem?
See, polycystic is a very common. It is basically a lifestyle order which we see child, they are not very active. So what happens actually in PCOD? The ovaries are ovulating, but the eggs are not being released into the fallopian tube. So the eggs, they remain in the ovaries, making them polycystic ovaries. If we see on the ultrasound, it's a pearl string appearance in the ovaries. Because these again become anovulatory cycles, there is rise, the hormonal imbalance takes place. So what exactly takes place? The testosterone levels rises, leading to hirsutism in the female. Her upper lip, chin growth increases. Obesity is one reason, one thing, because as I've told you earlier, it's a lifestyle disorder. The woman tends to become obese with acne, with hirsutism, and the main problem is that she starts getting irregular cycles. Like I discussed earlier, कि जब menarche start होती है, they are anovulatory cycles, they are irregular. Similarly, in PCOD, because majority of the time they are anovulatory cycles, the cycles become irregular. They come every 35, 40, 50, 60 days they come. They may last for 4-5 days, they may last for 10 days, 15 days. So a woman comes to us, what problem it can cause? It can cause infertility because she's having anovulatory cycles. She will not be able to conceive. Then she has problems of acne. She has problems of hirsutism. It lowers the confidence of the female. Daily every week she has to go to a parlor to get her threading or whatever, waxing of the upper lip and chin done. So overall, it decreases the confidence of the female. So PCOD is a problem which can be really tackled. Earlier we used to see it in young females, say 15, 16, 17. Now in my OPD, I am seeing PCOD even in reproductive age group. Ladies are coming to me with this problem, with the multiple cysts in the ovaries and thick the stroma in the ovaries is very thick with very high testosterone levels. So basically to prevent it, हमें lifestyle change करना पड़ेगा. If you are obese, you have to be put on diet. Our dietitian will be able to tell you better that she has to be put on diet. She has to lose weight. Even if you lose 10% of the weight, the problem solves by 50 to 60%. So mainstay of the treatment is to change your lifestyle, to have proper dietary habits, proper eating habits, become physically active. And I think with proper medication and these lifestyle changes, you can control PCOD to a large extent.
That's very important. So let's take a look at women's health. We have, few details which we have taken from few studies that one in India, women dies because of cervical cancer at a very young age. And more than 48% of Indian women are, at 8 minutes, almost they are anemic, as well as only 21.8% expectant mothers get full antenatal care, as well as over 1 lakh women die every year from pregnancy related causes, which is a huge number, we can say. Dr. Ekta Bajaj, ma'am, what you would like to say that, give us a kind of tip, we can say that how a women should take care of their own, especially, as Women's Day is coming, how they can take care of themselves.
Yeah. You have raised 3 issues: anemia, cervical cancer, and pregnancy related. Yeah, first of all, I would like to talk about anemia. Definitely, iron deficiency anemia is very common in India. And for that, because why anemia is more common in women? Because women, they lose blood every month in their menstrual cycle.
Plus 48%, if women are anemic in India, the percentage is very high.
Yeah, because iron supplementation is very, very important to eradicate iron deficiency anemia. It is very, very important. So all women, they should take iron if they are anemic, and especially during pregnancy and lactation, it is all the more important. Iron supplementation and calcium supplementation, because blood gets thinner, there is hemodilution, so women are more prone to anemia during pregnancy. So iron supplementation is very, very important. And one more thing, there is not proper spacing of birth. After 1 year, after 2 years, their body is not prepared and they are pregnant again. This is situation becomes worse. and stores are already depleted, they are not replenished, and she gets pregnant again. So there should be proper spacing of birth, proper contraception, and
I think
definitely
awareness
iron
is very
supplementation
important.
very important. Yeah. And secondly, for cervical cancer, as I told you, there are screening methods and pap test, conventional pap test, LBC and HPV. These are very good tests. And definitely with these tests, we cannot eradicate cervical cancer, but definitely incidence will be less. And we cannot reach, because our country is so populated, we cannot reach each and every woman in spite of our best efforts. But we should definitely try, and screening tests should be done after age of 25. And yeah, one thing I would like to say, cervical cancer vaccine, it should be used more frequently.
That's very
because of the
important,
cost
because
factor.
I'm literally shocked that I think 10 years ago also, when I got a study, and at that time also the study was like one in India, women dies because of cervical cancer at every 8 minutes. Still the percentage is as same when we have vaccination also. And I have seen that they don't want to get vaccinated. Why? What can be the reason behind it? Counseling, awareness.
Yeah, I would like to tell, number one thing, cost factor. It is expensive vaccine. Cost is about 2,000 to 3,000. There are two types of vaccine, Cervarix and Gardasil vaccine, and these are expensive vaccine, and there is 3-dose schedule, and every person cannot afford this. So the most important factor is cost factor. But vaccine is very important, and it is effective. It prevents cervical cancer, and there should be awareness, it should be promoted, and it should be it should be started at early age, maybe before 13. Ideal age is 9 to 13 years, and it should be included in national immunization program. It is still category 2 vaccination, and it is not category 1, which is given to every child. So it should be category 1 vaccination, and it should be given to all girl children. This is very, very important for cervical cancer. And secondly, I told you screening, that is very, very important. And third thing, pregnancy. Yeah, definitely. Maternal mortality is very high. In spite of our efforts and national programs, maternal mortality is still very high. Reason being, anemia is one factor, and secondly, delivery-related complications. In spite of so many hospital services, there are still die-handled patients. There are people who still deliver at home, which is really not good, and that adds to complication and maternal mortality. Sometimes patients land up in hospital in a very, very bad situation. So government should promote more of hospital deliveries.
That's very important. Dr. Sheetal, what message you would like to give?
I would like to tell all the females, have confidence in yourself. If you really can, if you think you can do it, you can really do it. So, अपनी सेहत का ध्यान रखो, eat nutritious diet. See to it that you are educated, your girl child is educated. Don't neglect the females in your family that you have a girl child, so you start neglecting a girl child. Never ever do such a thing. Male sons are as important as daughters. Give equal education to your children. Importance. And the male, you have to tell the males in your family to respect the females. It should start at home. Then only we can stop all this, leeching in the family. If the boys of the family are taught to respect the women in the family, very important. Very important. The boys, all the males in the family, if they start respecting the women of the family, naturally they will start respecting the women of the society. So we have to inculcate this thing in all the sons, brothers, all the males of a family. And of course, education and nutrition.
That's very important. Dr. Ruchi, what tips you would like to give, message you want to give to the women's?
Our theme is Choose to Challenge. 2021 International Women's Day's theme is this. That's what I want to convey. And woman has the power to create and nurture the life. We have to all be very strong together and empower all the women. That's what I want to convey.
Dr. Richa, what message you would like to give as a nutritionist? How much it is important?
I would take Dr. Ruchi's like a statement forward. I would say, see, yes, women has a power to nurture the nation. So it is important to start reading the food label. Food diversity is very important, and country like India, like we can incorporate the food diversity very effectively, because we have a different season, we have a locally available food, so we shouldn't avoid the seasonal and regional foods. That is very important. And women should start a practice which says that पोषण के लिए पौधे and कुछ चीजें घर पे भी हम लगा सकते हैं. So those are the things which should be start doing. This looks very small, but it has a bigger meaning to give a good nutrition and make a healthy society.
So that's important. So take a challenge and make yourself more healthy. Thank you so much, Dr. Sheetal Agarwal, Dr. Ruchi, Dr. Richa, Dr. Ekta Bajaj. Thanks so much for joining me on Medically Speaking.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.